Hello everyone, welcomes you all on the YouTube channel of Chameli Devi Institute of Pharmacy, Indore. In this session, we will going to discuss about manufacturing in hospital pharmacy part 3rd. This part is covered aseptic area required for the manufacturing in hospital pharmacy. So what is aseptic area? It is essential to have a clean area that is aseptic area for the manufacturing of parenteral formulations because of their direct administration into the blood circulation. It is an entirely sealed area from outside atmosphere to keep aseptic environment free from physical and biological contamination. Aseptic area can be classified on the basis of their nature of environment, that is, class 100, class 10,000 and class 1 lakh. In the class 100 area where number of particles of size less than 0.5 micron per cubic feet of area should not be more than 100. Class 10,000, in these number of particles per cubic feet of area of a size less than 0.5 micron and less than 0.1 micron should not be more than 10,000 and 70 respectively. Class 1 lakh, number of particles per cubic feet of air of a size less than 0.5 micron and 5 micron should not be greater than 10,000 and 700 respectively. Now, here is some goals to achieve the standard of aseptic environment. These are following, that is positive pressure, cool air and relative humidity, HEPA and laminar flow, UV light lamps. General requirements are sterile garments, gumboots, surgical gloves, disinfectant solutions. So this is the basic requirement essentials for aseptic area. So what is laminar flow? Laminar flow is defined as an airflow in which the entire body of air within a designated space is uniform in both velocity and direction. Here is a laminar flow hood. So clean benches and biological safety cabinets are common examples of laminar flow hoods. They are laboratory enclosures designed to carefully direct HEPA filtered air. Some of the hoods protect items placed on the workspace or surface from contamination. Other prevents exposing the user to contaminants in the work area. Laminar flow hoods are often used to work with biological samples, semiconductors or other sensitive materials. So here is a diagram of laminar airflow bench. Now, as we have discussed in laminar flow HEPA filter, so we should know about what is HEPA filter. So HEPA stand for the high efficiency particulate air, and HEPA filter is high efficiency particulate air filter. These filters for an air purifier or other implementations come with many benefits as well as claims. How does it work? So to put it simply, these filters trap air contaminants in a complex web of fibers. Depending on the size of the particles, these can happen in 4 different ways. There may be inertial impaction, diffusion, interceptions or sieving. Large particle contaminants are trapped via inertial impactions and sievings. The particles either collide with the fibers and become trapped or trapped while attempting to travel through the fibers. If we are talking about medium-sized particles, then they move through the filters, are grabbed by the fibers via interceptions, and smaller particles are dissipated as they travel through the filter and eventually collide with the fiber and are trapped. So what kind of facilities sterile production should have. So the product being produced runs through the different areas in sequence before it is finished and packed. So such areas should be well connected with each other and should be free from physical and biological contaminations. These areas may be subdivided as cleanup area, compounding area and aseptic area. If we are talking about cleanup area, so in this kind of area, cleaning and steaming of packing materials and utensils will be done. Therefore, the walls of ceiling are constructed in such a way that they withstand the effect of steam and chemicals. Generally, epoxy paints is coated to solve this kind of purpose. Compounding area. This area is nothing but a preparation area where the formula is compounded and not necessarily aseptic. The entire day's required raw materials which is received by the store and is used according to the type of product with the batch quantity. And the third one is aseptic area, which is the most important, or we can say heart of the whole preparation of where fabrication will be done. So fabrication, filling and sealing of the product is done in the aseptic area. Aseptic area. This is the major part of this session. So aseptic area is the heart of the whole operation where fabrication, filling and sealing of product is done. It is divided into subsections such as entry area and fabrication area or sections. First is entry section, which is comprises different rooms with different objectives. There are airlock, airlock 1, airlock 2 and 3. Airlock area. So it is an entry section of aseptic area, comprises increase of air velocity in order to airlock first, second and third. Airlock 1. Here facilities to wash hand and feet and to keep the aprons and caps are provided. Airlock 2. In this section, which is also called as the gluing room, when street cloths are replaced by sterile garments and gumboots. And the last is airlock 3rd. It is a walking room to enter the main area. Here antiseptic solutions is kept in dispensers to mop the surgical gloves. Now second one is fabrication area or fabrication section. So it is a mixing of ingredients, mixing tanks, filtrations of bulk, filling of bulk into container and finally sealing of closures and caps are carried out under strictly aseptic conditions. So this whole process is done into this section, which is a fabrication section. Maintenance of aseptic area is maintaining the clean and sanitized condition of aseptic area requires carefully working precautions by expertly trained personnel. A planned schedule of cleaning is to be developed ranging from daily to weekly or monthly in accordance of the location and its relation to the most critical class 100 area. For this, sanitization, disinfection and personal hygiene are most significant. If we are talking about sanitization, so since it is not possible to sterilize every item or equipment or material going to aseptic area or aseptic room, it becomes more important to control the area of aseptic room by undertaking the process of proper sanitization. Sanitization of only machine surface is not enough, but that of the surface of the aseptic rooms is also of equal importance, that is walls, floors and ceilings, etc. The sanitization includes general cleaning and disinfection, but the major difference in this case is the dry cleaning with a dry type vacuum cleaner which is not involved in disinfection process. If we are talking about disinfection process, so chemicals and destroy microorganisms but not usually spores are known as disinfectants. They do not necessarily kill all microorganisms but reduce them to an acceptable level. One of the most important criteria required is the disinfection can take place only when the surface to be disinfected is clean and free from detergent. Reduce of soil or detergent can reduce the effectiveness of the disinfectant. And the last is personal hygiene. So, human beings contribute markedly to produce contamination by release non-viable and viable material in a continuous shower of material. The contamination mainly results from shedding of skin flags and scalps, fragments of hair, droplets of moisture from coughing and breathing, cosmetics, and lint fibers and stretch particles from washable fabrics. So this is the maintenance process of a aseptic area. Now, how to monitor the aseptic area? So the checkpoints of monitoring of aseptic area mainly includes physical control, biological control, and personal control. In physical control, it includes monitoring of non-viable airborne particles, which are mainly generated by the dynamic movement of machines and personnel working in aseptic room area. Automatically operated airborne particle counter equipment is used to check the number of particles percent present per cubic feet in aseptic room area. Then accordingly cleaning is done if necessary. Second is biological control. So bioburden or microorganism is to examine in the aseptic room area whether microorganisms are in the limit or not by performing the following test, that is air sampling method or plate count method. Now second is personal control. So it is already explained before, the human being is the major source of contamination who neither be sterilized nor be disinfected. Hence, only restricted number of persons are allowed to work in the clean room area or aseptic area who generally faced medical checks to examine the disease status by performing the following tests like swab test. A swab of cotton wool is placed into mouth, which is oral cavity, for few minutes. Then that swab is inoculated on the suitable media such as thioglycolate or casein digest. Then incubated at specific temperature and time. Lastly, the growth of microorganism is there or not is examined. The person found to be infectious will not be allowed to enter the aseptic room area. So this is the monitoring process of aseptic area as precautionary. Thank you for watching the session.